There's a very popular question, and you've answered this before, but I'm going to take this up again in this podcast. There is an AI-powered software called Replica, and it is a simulated software where you have virtual partners. You get married in this virtual reality, and you have these wedding ceremonies. Everything is virtual. It's all simulated. The larger question to this is, with advent of these kind of simulated softwares, are we then either moving towards a reality where we will be living in a simulation ourselves, or are we already living in a simulation ourselves and we don't know of it?
It seems very likely, right? We have advanced virtual reality. It's becoming better and better. It's still not perfectly identical to our world, but the idea is that our senses of vision and hearing are limited. So you can get to that ultimate limit where you cannot tell the difference. We're also getting better at creating intelligent agents. So you can populate a virtual reality with other beings, which are smart as you, maybe smarter. So the conclusion is, yeah, at some point it will become possible. And if it's possible, is it likely? If it's affordable, I'll do it. I'll run many simulations of interesting civilizations, maybe for entertainment, maybe for marketing testing, maybe for just figuring out what happens with different sets up for political decision-making, for religions, for all sorts of things you can test now. And if that's the case, statistically, there is a lot of virtual worlds and only one real world. So if you can tell the difference, if to you as an agent they all look the same, statistically you're more likely to be in a virtual simulated world than a real one.
Do you think we are already in one, or we may be entering into one?
I think we might be, and that kind of aligns well with all the religious philosophy from many parts of the world. There is the super capable agent creating test world, and it's not a real world for you to experience certain things, and maybe you'll make good decisions, bad decisions, and then there is reward and punishment. So it maps pretty well to what most humanity has always believed.
I have an interesting statistic here, and very recently in news, we saw this lady in Japan who married her AI boyfriend with a proper wedding ritual. And if statistics are to be believed, more than 60% of the individuals felt that they had emotional bonds with their AI companions. And about 25% actually called them their partners. The reason this alarms me is, of course, mental health on one hand, but this is like a digital drug where if this momentum continued, then we could perhaps possibly see the end of humanity, because in any case, the sexless marriages are on a rise. People don't want to get married, right? For sexual gratification, you have other things. So is this then going to be posing a threat for humanity?
So I think there is two types of people. Those who have access to real relationships, are humans and are very successful. And those, for whatever reason, they are not very desirable, they're not very successful, maybe financially challenged, maybe physically challenged, and they have a hard time finding partners. So I think for the second group, AI companions, robot companions are a great secondary option. They are lonely and now they can have someone. If you're already a popular man, you have 5 girlfriends, you're not going to go for the chatbot. So I think there is still going to be some alpha males who reproduce and women who have real marriages and kids. It's all about opportunities and options.
Okay, so you don't see this as big of a threat.
We need to figure out how to make it not kill everyone. The reproduction will take care of.
Okay. If you enjoyed watching this content, you can watch the full in-depth video on the Body to Being podcast hosted on Shlloka YouTube channel. To continue watching shorter pieces of this content, you can subscribe to Shlloka Clips on YouTube. Don't forget to like this video and follow us on Spotify. Pranam.